to take the risk. But when we know where we're landing is sure, we have no problem. I am glad for the pilots who pilot me around the globe when I'm going to give talks and whatnot. Some of these guys rely so much on their instruments that they can land the plane almost anywhere. Because they know who's emanating what signals and how to follow those things. We too have a guidance system. It's called heaven. It's called the Holy Spirit. It's called information. It's called good counsel. We follow this. And the end point is sure. Right? So the third thing is temperance. We take things in moderation. We measure ourselves. We do like the Okinawans and don't fill up to the gills. 8 to 80% of being filled. Talk some more around the table. And you'll find by the time you're finished talking, you're full. Okay? And last but not least, be an ambassador of health. Share what you're learning with other people. You know, sometimes the sharing might come across as if you're being pushy. Don't be pushy. Don't force other people to do what you didn't want to be forced to do. But I tell you what, sometimes when you share, when people see what you're doing and they ask you about it, and you tell them, you have just made a commitment that will help you. Why? Because every time you see that person, it helps to keep you on the straight and narrow. Do you know what I'm talking about? Because you've shared with them, now you're not going to go backwards. It helps to keep you on the straight and narrow. So share what you're doing with other people for their good and also for yours. And the last but not least, with those ABCs, now that you're aware, and that you believe, and that you've made a choice, and you are going to do what you know you have to do, and allow yourself, as you experience what's going on, to evaluate it using reasonable expectations, you can enjoy the journey that you're taking. That's the E. And the F, despite having problems that you might fall off the wagon or whatever, you know, get back up. Follow through. Keep on going. Right? There's a bright light at the end of this tunnel. Keep on going. Follow through until things become a habit. You replace an old habit with a new habit, and you don't have to expend all of that energy to try to do what you want to do, what you need to do, what is God's will that you do, that you can experience the fullness of health. But remember, that alphabet is a bad alphabet if it goes A, B, C, D, E, F, H. There's something missing, and that's G. The whole alphabet crumbles if we forget to place God in his rightful place as the author and the finisher of our faith. Praise the Lord. Now, we can take some questions, and then we can dismiss. I've said it all, and then some. Yes, sir.
You made mention of the white rice. And that's a problem for many people, including not only the Filipinos, but the West Indians too. If I decide to get off white rice and get on to whole grain, what do you call it, brown rice? Brown rice. Is it okay for me to mix the white rice with the brown rice?
Okay. The short answer to that is yes. Okay? And maybe I should clarify a little bit about this. This journey that we're taking, we want to make the journey something that is reasonable and something that's achievable. Okay? And sometimes we need to make baby steps before we can run. Now, I do not like just plain old simple brown rice. But there are types of brown rice, long grain brown rice, that's parboiled, that has much of the goodness of brown rice, but it isn't the whole 9 yards. Okay? You can talk to me afterwards. I'll give you a couple of brand names. I don't like to talk about brand names in public. Where you can find brown rice that has these qualities. Okay? But now I want to tell you about a kind of rice, a type of rice, that even in the brown variety is very wholesome, packed with all the goodness, and that's basmati brown rice. It's long grain, very good, and you won't know you're eating brown rice when you eat basmati brown rice. Okay? So there's a way to deal with that. Okay? Somebody else? Okay, if not, we need this